am Dr. Manav. I'm going to talk about infection and inflammation today. This topic is very important. Direct question will be asked from this topic, and single liner, mostly single liner are coming from this topic. Okay, first of all, definitions. Definitions are very important. First of all, what is urinary tract infection? Urinary tract infection is okay. First of all, what is urinary tract infection? Urinary tract infection is an inflammatory response of the urothelium to the bacterial invasion that is associated with bacteriuria or pyuria. So what is bacteriuria? Bacteriuria is the presence of bacteria in the urine, and pyuria is the presence of WBCs in the urine. So this is important, that whether inflammation is present or not, and inflammation is associated with bacteriuria or pyuria. So whenever there is bacteriuria without pyuria, it means the inflammation is not there in the epithelium, meaning there is bacterial colonization without overt infection of the urinary tract. This is important, that if there is bacteriuria without pyuria, then it is bacterial colonization. And if it is pyuria without bacteriuria, that is we are knowing it as a sterile pyuria. We all know one condition which causes sterile pyuria, that is tuberculosis. Other conditions are stone, malignancy, or any foreign body, which can lead to the pyuria, but there is no bacteriuria. So these 2 points are very important in this: bacteriuria without pyuria, colonization; pyuria without bacteriuria, that is due to tuberculosis, stone, or cancer. So mostly it is in tuberculosis in our practice. So according to the site of infection, site of origin, we are dividing the infection, urinary tract infection, into three types. Whether it is from the kidney, that is pyelonephritis; whether it is from the bladder, that is cystitis; whether it is from the urethra, that is urethritis; whether it is from the prostate, that is prostatitis. So according to the site of origin, we are dividing it into various types: cystitis, pyelonephritis, urethritis, or prostatitis. So what is cystitis? Cystitis mainly complained of dysuria, frequency, and urgency, and occasionally suprapubic pain. So mainly there are bladder symptoms like frequency, irritative symptoms like frequency, urgency, and dysuria. So second is acute pyelonephritis. Pyelonephritis is divided into two types: acute and chronic. And in acute, there is clinical syndrome of fever, chills, and flank pain. This is important. That's this triad is there: fever, chills, and flank pain, which is associated with both bacteriuria and pyuria. So this is specific for the acute bacterial infection. This combination, this symptomatic, that is fever, chills, and flank pain with bacteriuria and pyuria. So this is acute bacterial infection of the kidney, that is acute pyelonephritis. Second is the chronic pyelonephritis. In chronic pyelonephritis, there is structural changes in the kidney, structural and functional changes in the kidney. That is shrunken, fibrosed kidney, diagnosed by morphological, radiological, and the functional evidence of renal disease. It can be fibrosis, shrunken kidney, can be parenchymal damage. So all these can occur in scarring. All these can occur in chronic pyelonephritis. So in acute, kidney changes are not there, but there is symptoms and bacteriuria and pyuria both. And in chronic pyelonephritis, only shrunken fibrosed kidney and anatomical changes and structural changes are there in the kidney. So these things are important in this. Then coming to the one more classification, that is we are dividing it into the uncomplicated according to the functional status, anatomical or the functional status, uncomplicated or the complicated. In uncomplicated, there is infection in the healthy patient with structurally and functionally normal urinary tract. There are no changes in the kidneys or bladder, but there infection is there in the healthy individual, and there is absence of obstruction to any part of the urinary tract. Only uncomplicated pyelonephritis is just normal structure and functional, and patient is having healthy patient is having infection. But in complicated pyelonephritis, there are two things. There are increased chance of acquiring bacteria, like host is immunocompromised due to diabetes mellitus or any malignancy. Host is immunocompromised, so increase the chance of acquiring the bacteria. And second is the decrease the efficacy of the therapy, that antibiotics are not working well. And in this, second important thing is there is structurally and functionally abnormal kidneys are there. Urinary tract is structurally and functionally abnormal. In uncomplicated, normal structure. And host is compromised in complicated. And bacteria have increased virulence or the antimicrobial resistance, which lead to the decrease in the efficacy of therapy. Decrease the efficacy of therapy is due to antimicrobial resistance. So we can divide the UTI in according to the site, according to the functional and anatomical structure status. So according to the functional status, it is uncomplicated or complicated. So we can also divide the infection into other type, that is first time infection has occurred, or unresolved or recurrent infection. So what is first or isolated infection? It is the first time that individual has got the UTI, and or he has got the infection removed from the previous, like he was getting UTI 3 years back, and then now again he got the UTI. It means that is first or isolated infection, that individual never had UTI or one remote infection from the previous UTI. And second thing is unresolved UTI, that the patient has not responded to antibiotics, not responded, that is unresolved. And it is because of same organism with similar resistance profile. Like patient is having infection, we are giving antimicrobials, but he is not responding. We again did the urine culture, it show the same organism. So when the same organism is causing the infection again and again and not responding to antimicrobial, then it is unresolved. So first infection, then unresolved, then is the recurrent. Recurrent infection is that the infection occurred after the successful resolution of the antecedent infection. That earlier we have given the antibiotic, patient completely resolved, and again he got the infection. It can be due to reinfection from the same, from the different organism. New event associated with the reintroduction of the bacteria into the, because of new bacteria is introduced into the urinary tract, leading to reinfection. Second is the bacterial persistence. That earlier we gave the antibiotic, patient respond, and he is not symptomatic, but again there is patient is symptomatic. It can be due to that there is focus of stone having bacteria, so we give the antibiotic, patient respond, but this focus of urinary tract, that is stone is there, or any prostatic infection which earlier respond and then now it is not responding, like that. Recurrent can be due to reinfection or the bacterial persistence. So these 3 points are very important. First is the individual who has never got the UTI. The unresolved is patient does not respond to the antimicrobial therapy. And recurrent is due to reinfection or the bacterial persistence. Reinfection can be due to new reintroduction of the bacteria, and bacterial persistence due to infectious stone or the prostate. So all these definitions are very important. They can directly ask question that they'll give the what is reinfection, and they ask various points, and one of them is correct. So you have to be very careful in these definitions. All these definitions are from Campbell